Today we're going to be doing some meal prep, or I'm going to be doing some meal prep, and I'm bringing you along with me. Hey guys, welcome to another video, or welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing some meal prep, or I'm going to be doing some meal prep, and I'm bringing you along with me. So I'm going to be doing meal prep for the week, but I'm also doing meal prep for the freezer. So I'm doing some breakfast type stuff. I have a list of things that I want to do for breakfast type things, but I may not do them all, but I'm going to tell you all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you those right now. I'm going to do peanut butter waffles for Noah. That is a must. That will be done first. Some for the freezer and some just to have out for him. I'm doing cinnamon rolls, but that's going to most likely be a whole other video because you have to let the dough, the kind that I really love, the cinnamon rolls, you have to let it proof overnight in the refrigerator. So that will probably just be a whole different thing. But I may show me mixing it up. I don't know. That's, who knows. Then I'm going to make some waffles with my type of waffle mix, or pancake waffle mix, that is, what is it? More fiber. That's the thing. And I'm going to make some pizza crust for a meal for this week. I'm going to make possibly, these are the possibles, possibly make some raisin bran muffins and possibly make some pancakes for the freezer. The muffins and the pancakes would be both for the freezer. And I'm also cooking some ground beef. And the reason why I'm cooking that ground beef is because we were supposed to have chili last week and we did not have the chili because we had so many leftovers that we decided let's not cook that, because if we do, something's gonna waste. So we went ahead and did not cook that and decided we would cook that for a meal for this coming week, because we don't want a chance at being in the refrigerator any longer and the, you know, in the state that it's in, and we don't want to put it back in the freezer because you just don't refreeze meat. I know that stores have is previously frozen and all this stuff, but we don't know how many times it's been frozen before we get it because we didn't, you know, grow it and butcher it ourselves. So we want to make sure that we do the proper thing and cook it today. So it's not on the verge of going bad, but I don't want to take chances. It's just that kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead now and give you the meal plan, and I'll tell you which ones, one of those meals we're using the ground beef for. So for Sunday, we're having grilled chicken, baked beans, and some other side, maybe macaroni and cheese because Selena eats that and she doesn't eat baked beans. And Jeff also wants to put some peppers on the grill. So then on Monday, I thought I saw something. It was just a shadow. Monday, we're having a weird kind of night. Jeff will be at work at dinner time. Noah comes home from work for lunch, dinner at dinner time. So I'm going to be making Noah some baked fish because he wants that, and some rice. But Jeff doesn't like baked fish reheated, and that's the way he would have to have it, so he's not having that. And Selena and I do not like baked fish, so I'm making baked fish for Noah. I should have said this a whole different way. I'm making baked fish for Noah, and then for Selena and myself and Jeff, we're having a fend for yourself, that kind of thing. That's what's happening. And then on Tuesday, we're having beef tips and something. We're not sure what yet. We may do like stovetop potatoes, or we may just do like fake taters is what I call them, but they're instant mashed potatoes. I don't know yet what we're doing with that. Then Wednesday is the night we're going to be using that ground beef. At least some of us will. Noah mostly, and possibly Jeff, but we're having the homemade pizza on that night. That's what I'm making the dough for. And the dough that I have, the recipe, it is one that you can keep in the refrigerator. I want to say 14 days, but it may only be 7, but it's only going to be in the refrigerator for a few days, so it'll be fine. but you're supposed to be able to leave it in the refrigerator for a long period. So I'm going to go ahead and make it up today to make it easy for that day. It's be a simple cook day. And Jeff will be at work, but me and the kids will just make our own pizzas that day. And Thursday we're having pork chops. I don't know what sides we're going to have yet because nobody's really said what they wanted. But we'll see what sides we have. You'll see it in the what's for dinner. And then Friday, Jeff wants to smoke some chicken. So we're going to be smoking some chicken thighs. And he did not say what else he wants with that yet. That's going to be his thing. He's off work that day. So he's going to decide what he wants to do. And then on Saturday, we're having Mongolian beef with just like some rice or... Well, we are definitely having rice, but rice and possibly like some sort of raw vegetables is what I want. But anyway, if we have any, because we'll see. Don't know if we're going to have any left. But that's the meal plan. So now I'm going to go ahead and let you know. You're probably going to hear a lot of noises. You're probably going to hear the dog bark because every time the door is opened, Allie barks. Whether you're going in or out, she barks. Whether she's in or out, she barks. And Jeff and Noah are outside doing yard work and sharpening lawnmower blades and all those types of things. So they will be going in and out to go to the restroom, to get something to drink, to do all things that they need to do inside the house, and then going back outside. So you may hear all of that. I'm also doing our laundry today. I'm washing sheets. And you may hear the washer and dryer. I think the washer just went off. I don't know. I'm immune to it, I guess you could say. So yeah, you're going to hear a lot of noises, a lot of background. But you always do in my videos. There's always something. If it's not the cat screaming at me, it's one of the dogs or one of the humans or something. And it's fine. Mostly when I'm outside, it's Chad screaming at the world. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the things I need to get for the bins, and I'm going to fill the bins up for the menu plan. And I think I did say, yes I did, we did not have the chili, so I got to put the chili beans and stuff like that up. And a lot of times whenever we don't eat a meal, I will just carry it over to the next week, but for some reason nobody wanted chili this week, and that's quite alright. That's fine with me. I can just put those beans and everything back and then fill up my bin. So I'm going to grab everything I need to grab, and I'll be right back. So I went ahead and took out all the meat we're going to need for the week. And this is like the chicken for the grilling and the smoking, the beef tips, the beef strips for the Mongolian beef, and then the pork chops. That's what we're going to need for that. And over here, hi, how are you? I have the ground beef already cooking up. I'm going to squish it around. But that's all you need to know. I'm cooking the ground beef for the other. So I'm going to put all this meat in the refrigerator. Ooh, it got dark and light and dark and light. I'm going to put the meat in the refrigerator to start thawing. That ground beef, I took it out last Sunday. So it hasn't been quite a week. It was still a tiny bit frozen in that refrigerator. And I can't change the temperature, and I'm not going to try because it keeps my meats and my groceries good. So anyway, I'm going to put this away, and then I'm trying to save things too fast. I talk fast as it is, at least Jeff says I do. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to get my other bin, empty it, and then fill it back up. Okay, so I think I have everything that I need to put in my bins. Or my bin. I already got the one done. This will be for the chicken we're having tomorrow. We're having the shells and cheddar and baked beans, and then the jalapenos or whatever kind of peppers he decides. And then we're going to do this with Noah's fish. And I don't take the fish out of the freezer because it says to cook from frozen. And then we're having this with the beef tips. Just fake taters and some green beans. Yes, they're two different brands of green beans, but I don't really care. Why am I got it turned sideways? And then we're having the homemade pizza the next night. We're going to have this with the pork chops, and I'm thinking about some corn. But it's two different brands. One of it's au gratin, one of it's scalloped. We don't care. We're just trying to actually get rid of that because we don't really eat it, and it's going to expire soon if I don't, or one of them will. Anyway, that with the pork chops, and I'll ask the boys what they want with it. And then this, I just took this out because I don't know. And this with the, I know we're going to have with this, the smoked chicken, but we'll decide. And then this with the Mongolian beef, and then I don't know what else. There's dust all over the top. I've got to dust that. That's what happens whenever things are in the pantry. And that's for baking. That's flour. So, I'm going to put all these things in here, and I'll be back. Okay, I have everything that I can fit in here, and the only thing I don't have is the fake taters. I didn't video that very well. So anyway, I got everything I can in here. I always keep a Post-it, a Sharpie, and a pen in here because you never know when you might need it, and you don't want to have gross things in your kitchen. So those are my kitchen stuff. Anyway, that and the only recipe I need. That's in there. So I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to finish getting things ready. While I was finding the Mongolian beef recipe, I went ahead and got my cinnamon roll recipe, my peanut butter bread recipe that I turn into waffles, and my raisin bread muffin recipe. I've got those out, and I've got to find my recipe for my pizza crust. That's the only one I didn't get out. I think that's the only one. We'll see. I feel crazy today. I've been sneezing. I think that the dust from the rice got to me. Not really. I don't know why I was sneezing. I guess the grass cutting. So anyway, I'm going to find the recipe for the pizza crust. And one thing I do about the pizza crust, I think I have a no, I know I have a video of me cooking pizza before, but I don't know if it was the same crust. But anyway, one thing about it, whenever it says to add sugar, I always add honey. So it's better, I mean, to me anyway, and to my family. So I'm gonna put this stuff up and then go on to the next thing because I'm taking forever to do nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the pizza dough. For some reason I could not find the recipe that I normally would use. I don't have a clue where it's at. So I found another one, and it sounds very similar. It is supposed to keep in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. So we're gonna try it this week. If it's not good, I'll throw this one away. And I don't know what happened to my pizza recipe, my dough recipe. I really just don't. So, okay, let me go ahead and grab the things I need. Or, actually, I'm going to start putting them in here. Alright, so you need 4.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. And I keep mine in, well, I keep some in the not refrigerator. I can't speak English at all. You guys know that. I keep some in my kitchen, a little bit, and the rest I keep in a 5-gallon bucket in my pantry. On days like today, I pull out the bucket. On days that I'm not cooking a lot, I just use my kitchen stuff. It's just according to what I'm cooking. But on a bread day, which is pretty much what this is, I pull out the big boy. And it looks like I need to get some more. So I'm gonna have to run to Sam's and grab some sometime soon. Alright, 4.5 cups. There we go. And I always make a huge mess when it comes to all this stuff. Now, the next thing it calls for is the olive oil, but I never do my wet stuff first because I want to use the same measuring spoon for the wet and the dry. But today it really doesn't matter because the olive oil is tablespoon and everything else is teaspoon. So let's go ahead with the olive oil. Need 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and for something like this I pull out a little bit more expensive one. This is actually a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm going to put in 2. of these. So there's that. I don't use the super duper most expensive ever of olive oil, but I do use a better olive oil than what I do for some other things. Okay, so now it calls for 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. I don't have kosher salt, so I'm gonna put, because kosher salt is a bigger grind, you don't want as much of this pink Himalayan. Now you can probably use regular salt. I'm just gonna put like 1 1/4 teaspoons instead of 2 teaspoons of this. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm sorry, I can't help it. That's just what I do. So then you put in your 1 1/2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I use the Flashman's. This is for bread machine, it says, but it's really not. But it is the Flashman's, but it's some I keep in the freezer. Now, because I put that salt in, and salt kills yeast, you don't want to put your yeast over there where your salt is. So let's stick the yeast over here on this side, and we'll do 1 1/2 teaspoons of that. And it calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, and I think I said it, I'm not sure, but I always use honey, and I should have put a little bit of oil in this to get this honey out easier, but I did not. So you may see me use my old-fashioned gadgets, you know, those things God gave us, our hands, to get that honey out, because you need all that goodness. This honey is not local. I don't bake with local a lot because it's more expensive, plus it's been hard to find, but it is made in the USA. Does that count? It's from Arkansas. Does that count? It's local enough. So now I'm going to, I should have scooted this out already, but scoop this up. Got my fire extinguisher here in the way, but that's okay. Need a fire extinguisher at all times in your kitchen area. So I'm going to get this started on pretty low and just let it mix. Wait, no I'm not. I know something looked dry. You need 1 3/4 cups of water. I was like, what in the world's going on? What did I miss? That's what it was. So I'm gonna let this mix. Whoop. Okay, well, that went down faster than I wanted it to, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take my dough hook off and this, and I'll bring you over here. Okay, so if I was doing something where that I didn't need this bowl again, my mixer bowl, I would go ahead and leave this dough in it. But since I'm gonna need the dough, sorry guys, since I'm gonna need this bowl again, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of get this into a uniform ball. And then I'm going to grab a tea towel and cover it for 2 hours. Then after I cover it for 2 hours, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until I need it, because that's what it says to do. So it says if you are putting it in the refrigerator, let's see, how does it say? The dough will keep in the refrigerator up to 2 weeks. After 2 days, tightly cover the dough in its bowl with plastic wrap to keep the surface in the dough from drying out. You can also freeze the dough in a well-wrapped 1/2 pound balls for up to 3 weeks. Thaw overnight in the refrigerator before using. So what I'm going to do is cover it, like I said, with a tea towel, and then I'm probably going to go ahead and tightly cover it before I put it in the refrigerator. So that's that. Pizza dough is ready. Alright, so I wanted to show you this. I've had it over here cooling. That's the ground beef. I'm going to just go ahead and close it up and put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so now I I think I'm cut off my head. I don't know. It doesn't matter if I did. It's okay. Now I'm going to do my coffee. I bought these pods from Amazon. I've said this every time I've shown you guys this. At least most of them. The ones I didn't get from Amazon I got from Walmart, but they were much cheaper on Amazon. My Amazon store is down in the description box. I do not sell these things on Amazon. It's just an affiliate link. So if you want to go there, you can. I thought the dogs were in the cat's food. It's the cat. It's fine. Anyway, I bought these from Amazon. I bought my coffee from Community Coffee because it's my favorite, and it's out of Louisiana. And so I'm going to just fill up these pods because it just makes it easier for me to make my coffee in the mornings or in the afternoons or at night or whenever I want coffee, because honestly the caffeine in coffee does nothing for me. I drink coffee because I like the taste of it, not for the caffeine boost, because I get nothing from that. I just like coffee. So my granny always drank coffee. She would drink like a pot a day. Now probably if I was using a different kind of coffee maker, if I used like a regular coffee maker or whatever brand you want to call, you know, whatever kind you want, I would probably drink too much coffee. Doing it this way, I don't drink too much because I have to get out a new pod and all this stuff. I could do that simply, but it kind of controls me a little bit. And if I do drink too much coffee, her collar's hitting her little bell is hitting the her metal bowl, because I use stainless steel bowls for her. But anyways, if I drink too much coffee, I do get jittery, but I have to drink a lot. I have drank a whole pot before in just a few hours, and oh boy, I didn't like that feeling, and I won't do that again. But this way it controls how much I'm drinking, I guess. It keeps me from using too much of my coffee grounds. But I do buy this from Community Coffee because it's the American Classic, I think is the flavor of this one. It's a medium roast. I couldn't find it in any of my stores, which now where Noah works, I've seen it in the already pods. I'm not buying that though, because I already have plenty, and it's expensive that way. It's more expensive to buy the already made. But I mean, if you want to do that, that's your business. That's up to you. But I would rather just take a few minutes and do it this way. And actually the last few times, I think there's one time that I did not record it, but I'm talking to you guys, so it's like my friends are hanging out with me while I do my coffee. So even though I know you guys are not there, I'm not crazy. Well, I may be crazy, but totally different version of it. But anyway, I'm gonna get this coffee done, and I've gotten 3 of my tasks done, so this will be the 4th one, and actually more than that, but I mean as of since I started recording this. Well, I did get clothes done too. Oh, this is a bigger one. I was going to use all the smaller ones first. Now, okay, the ones from Walmart like this, they are a little taller, but they work the same. And I put the same amount of grounds in them as I do the other. This is a coffee scoop. It's actually, let's see, well, it doesn't say it on there, does it? Yes, it does. You can't see it. It says coffee, let's see, it says standard coffee cup measure. It's on the bottom. You can't see it probably. I don't know if you can or not, but in case you didn't know, a standard measure for coffee is 1/8 cup for 1 cup of coffee. So I can only do 1 more in here because I know my limit on my jar. I don't even know if y'all can see the jar. But see, I'm done. I've been talking to y'all for not even 5 minutes. And I filled my coffee, and it's ready for the week. And I didn't make that big of a mess this time. Just 2 or 3 grounds. That's it. I'm gonna throw them in the floor because I'm gonna sweep after a while. Actually, I'm gonna vacuum everything because I'm gonna be cheating today and vacuum everything instead of sweeping. So I'll be back with the next task, which is Noah's peanut butter waffles. And this time I'm gonna try to use the powdered peanut butter and see if that will make a difference. See if he likes it any better or not any better, because the powdered peanut butter might be easier to measure out than the other, and we have plenty of it. So I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna try it. I'll be right back. Okay, so the peanut butter waffles are super duper easy. It is 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 1/3 cup plus 1/2 cup of milk, which is about 2 cups is what I'm doing, and then 1/2 cup of peanut butter. Noah came in just in time for me to ask him, and I got this super duper great. Look at that price. It's been a while, but either way, I love that because this stuff's like $10, but $1.29. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna buy all I can. They only had one. So anyway, I'm gonna use this one. It's chocolate peanut butter, but he came in just in time for me to be able to ask, does he want it? Because he wanted something to drink. So he was like, yeah. He was happy. He loves these peanut butter waffles. Now, this is actually an adaptation from peanut butter bread. I'm going to put a little bit extra of that because I don't know how it's going to do. I don't know how flavorful it'll be. But either way, it's a waffle. It's going to have the peanut butter flavor, and then he can just add syrup and it'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 cups of flour, but since I put my measuring cup into that peanut butter powder, I'm just going to use my spoon and do it. So I'm just going to make waffles like I normally would with my little waffle iron and go from there. I don't know why I'm not just using this as a measure, because it's a measuring cup. I don't know what I'm doing. Y'all, today is a goofy day. Not a bad day, it's a goofy day. I'm doing goofy, crazy things. Things I wouldn't normally do, but I haven't done like a baking day in quite a while, or whatever this is called. I haven't done this in a long time because honestly, I've been trying to steer clear of breads mostly. But I'm doing this for the freezer, and like the peanut butter waffles, I won't eat those at all. And then my waffles, they have all that stuff, so that's 1 1/2. I need one more half. Anyway, I'm trying to steer clear of the bread, but the waffles that I eat are lower carb, so I find that that's okay. The net carbs are fine, and I made a huge mess over here. Well, it's not huge, but it's bigger than I want, but it's quite all right. I'll clean it up. And no, I'm not going to throw that in the floor like I did that coffee grounds. I am going to clean that up. So it's 3 ingredients, and as soon as I get this mixed up, I'm going to put it on my waffle maker. I've got my waffle maker already heating up right here. I just had it over there because it's hot. And you know, we're in Alabama. It's hot. Oh, it smells so good. But yeah, I made the peanut butter bread once, which I shared that with you guys when I made it on a meal prep. And I made him some waffles on that day with it. I think it was that same day. Anyways, I don't know. I can look back at my videos. But I found that I needed to add more milk when I was doing it, because the consistency just wasn't great. One great thing about a glass bowl is you can look and make sure you get it all mixed up. I can see the chocolate little bits in there, so I don't need this again. I do want that chocolate peanut butter off. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my flour away, and clean up my mess, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with the peanut butter waffles, and I've let this get hot. And like I said, part of these I'm going to have in the freezer, and part of them in the just out, because they can stay out because they're okay, like room temperature for a little while, for a few days. Okay, let's see. Do I have enough? I don't think that's quite enough on that one side. But I wanted to give you guys a few tips whenever it comes to meal prepping. I know I've said some of these before, but some of you may be new. One, make sure you start with a clean kitchen. And if you, as clean as you possibly can. Yes, you may have some breakfast dishes in the dishwasher or something like that, or you may have some clean dishes in the dish drainer, but make sure as much as possible it's clean, because you're going to make a mess. And if you go ahead and clean as you go, like every time I've cooked or every time I've prepared something, as soon as it was done, I went ahead and I washed. So right now my sink is empty, and I do have a few things in my dishwasher, but those are things from before, not from my meal prep day. But make sure you try to keep your house, your kitchen as clean as possible before you get started, and then it'll just go easier. It'll feel better. You'll be more motivated to do it. Another thing is, either make a list on your phone, your iPad, which I don't have any Apple products, or a piece of paper. That way you know exactly what you want to do for the week. Hello, Jeffrey. You're gross. He's all gross. So make sure you make a list, and that way you can know what you want to do, and you can check it off as you go, and it feels really good to check those things off. And another thing that I would say is make sure that you're okay with not doing everything if you decide not to. Because like me today, I've already decided I'm not going to make the Raisin Bran muffins. But the whole reason why I'm not going to is because I don't want to heat my kitchen up any more than it already is. I don't want to turn anything on, because my food for dinner tonight is in the crock pot, which is another tip. Make it an easy cooking day. Like for your meal for that night, make sure it's something that's super simple to make. I put a Mississippi, nobody else was awake. Why was y'all not awake? Sleeping. Oh, okay, that's why. But anyway, I went ahead and put a Mississippi pork roast in the crock pot, and we're gonna have macaroni and cheese, and I don't know what else with it, because nobody else has told me what they want. But that's what was on the menu plan, is those two things. Make sure it's an easy cooking night, or eat some of the stuff you're prepping. Like you could eat peanut butter waffles for dinner. That'll be fine if you wanted to. But those are some things that I would do that really help. At least they help me. Another thing is, make sure you have all the supplies in your house before you start, because you don't want to find out you don't have enough eggs and have to go to the store, or milk or something like that. Go ahead and get all the stuff in your house. So prep before you prep. So I don't know, I feel like it makes that's not ready. It makes it a lot easier to do these simple steps so that you can have a successful prep day. And like I said, be okay with not doing everything that's on your list, because whatever you get done is going to help you in the future. Even if I would have only gotten the pizza dough and the cinnamon rolls ready, that part that I got done, that would have helped me tomorrow and Wednesday. I think Wednesday's our pizza day. Yeah. And if I would have just gotten the coffee and those two things done, that would have helped me a lot, because coffee, I love it. Y'all know that. I've said it a lot. But don't beat yourself up if you don't get your whole list done, which I am going to right now while I'm thinking about it. The peanut butter waffles, I'm going to go ahead and mark off because I'm doing that. And the muffins, I'm going to star those so I can do them later. I may do them tomorrow morning, or I may do them later on tonight. I don't know. But if I do pick up the camera, if I do decide to do them later on tonight whenever it's cooler, I'll pick up the camera and show you guys. I'll stick it in the video somewhere. Alright. Woo! I almost didn't do what I was supposed to do. But see how, ooh, I need tongs. I can't really show you. I'm going to stab it. It'll be alright. He won't care. See how nice? Oh, it smells so good. But also, another thing with these, there's no sugar in this other than whatever's in the peanut butter. And I don't know if there's any sugar in that peanut butter. Let me see what's in there. I'm going to put some more in and then I'll find out what's in that peanut butter. I know there's chocolate in it, but I think it's dark chocolate. Which, dark chocolate, I think it does have a little bit of sugar in it. Not a ton. I mean, it's according to what kind you get. I know I'm banging this thing on the table and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I just almost dropped it, honestly. I don't have the gription in my hands as I used to have, or something. There I go, banging it again. Come on, woman, do better. Do better. Alright. Get in that spot. Alright, close that up. Let's see if there's sugar in this. What's in here? Cocoa powder, sugar, and salt. So yes, there is sugar. It has 3 grams of sugar in it. So it does have a little sugar. So, well, 3 grams of sugar and 2 tablespoons. I put more than 2 tablespoons in there. So I don't know how many I'm going to make with that recipe. But whatever I make, and whatever I don't, I don't. But I'm also going to label the bags because I'm going to do my waffles too. So it's getting late. It's 4:39 now. I started this late though. So I may have to finish dinner, which all I've got to do is pull the pork apart, shred it, that's the word, and make some macaroni and cheese. Yes, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. But I'll come back after all the waffles are done, because ain't no sense in me sitting here all day like y'all looking at me making waffles. Yes, I'm pulling you closer because I can't reach the button way across there. So these are the peanut butter waffles. That made 9, which this one's a little large, and this one was a little small. I don't know what happened. But anyways, made 9, and that's all I'm going to do because he's okay with that, and I can just make up some more some other time during the week if he wants some more. But that's going to be for now for his, and then, which he's fixing to have one. He may not want to be on camera. Then I'm going to make up mine. You can go ahead and get it, baby. Whichever one. That's the hottest one. That's the biggest one. Anyway, this is the kind of mix I've been using. You can do pancakes or waffles with this. It is the 7-grain whole grain mix, and I have plenty of that for this time. But whenever I went to get some more, I went to Whole Foods, they didn't have that, so I had to get the buttermilk pancake and waffle mix that is the whole grain. And let's see, I want to look at both of these because I haven't. I want to compare. They both have the same calories, same total fat, same, well, there's no saturated fat, so it doesn't matter. The buttermilk one has more cholesterol. It's got 5 milligrams. The other one does not. The buttermilk has more sodium, 20 milligrams more, so it's got 320. The other one has 300. Total carbs are exactly the same, except this one has less sugars. This one has 2 grams, this one has 4. The protein is the same. The calcium is more in the buttermilk. The iron is more in this one. and the potassium is more in the buttermilk. But what I'm looking at is the fiber mostly, and the fibers are the same. So I'm going to use the rest of, well, however much I need of this, and I'm going to make some of those up, and then if I need any of this, I'll make some. But I'm just going to make some for the freezer, because I don't ever make any for the just leaving out for me. Noah, do you want me to make you some of this kind too? This is the kind you asked me, was there strawberries in, when there's no strawberries? You have two? So I'll just make a batch, and then you can have some if you want it. Baby, I'm fixing, there's food over there cooking right now. Okay, I've made these before, but I'm going to kind of show you again, just in case you're new and you haven't seen this. I'm doubling the recipe because I just want to, because that makes more and I can freeze them and have them in there longer. So the actual recipe calls for 1 cup of this, 2 tablespoons of oil, and I have found that the coconut oil, I really like that in it. So that's what I use. And then 1 egg and 1 cup of water. But of course I am doubling. So, and this is for the waffles. Now for the pancakes, you use a cup of the mix, a tablespoon of oil, 1 egg, and 3/4 cup of water. So you use less water. That's the only difference. So I'm going to put this egg in here. Boop. I should have put that in first. So now I've got to get a measuring cup to measure that. So let me go get this thrown away and put this over there and wash my hands. I got the egg cleaned up because I did make a little bit of a mess with it. And I'm going to use this 1/3 cup. So that means I'm going to do this 6 times, but it's really just 2 cups. And normally I would just go ahead and measure with using this, but I didn't think about that, even though I thought about it before I started, but once I got started I forgot. So hopefully this is gonna fit. I think it did last time. I have not made pancakes with this before, and I was going to do pancakes today, but I don't know if I want to take the griddle out. So I may just not do the pancakes, because I actually don't even know how the pancakes are with that mix, because like I said, I've never made it with it before. I was planning on doing it though. Alright, this is 1/2 tablespoon, so that means I will need 4 of these to make the 2 tablespoons. I'm trying to let it kind of melt a little bit. Come off. I'm gonna get a little bit extra this time because I didn't get quite enough last time. I didn't bring a spoon either. Noah, can you get me a spoon to mix this with and a fork? What, baby? What kind? Any spoon will work. I say that. I hope I'm right. Okay. Thank you. Can you give me a fork too, to take the waffles off? I've made a mess again. Noah, why you let me make a mess? That looks weird, doesn't it? Do what? A little bit? Looks really weird. Made another mess. Alright, I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm just going to make waffles. And whenever I get done, I'll show you how many waffles this makes. Noah, do you want your waffles left out? Alright, we'll put them in a bowl then. Usually if I'm freezing them, I put them in a freezer bag. But since he wants them left out, I'll put them in a bowl, and that way he didn't let Bella out, but he let 2 of the others out. Alright, I'm gonna go let the dog out and clean up my mess and get this going. Or maybe Bella doesn't want to go out. Maybe I won't leave. Gotta get this mixed. I'm getting tired. Not because of cooking, it's just because I've been up for a long time today. I've been up since like 6 something. And I know that's not long for some people, but it's almost 12 hours. I didn't sleep well last night either. But y'all aren't here to hear about my woes. It's not a woe, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna pull my waffle iron over here. It's crazy. And get this going. This one is a lot more liquidy than the peanut butter mix. Which this, I guess, is the way waffle mix is supposed to be. Is liquidy. Maybe I don't have the other one liquidy enough. I don't know. It works. Alright, I will come back and show you how many I get out of this. Noah ate 2 of his. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. No, he ate 1 of his. And I'm going to put his in a bowl. And I'll come back. Okay, so I wanted to say something. Earlier, when I turned the camera off when I was talking to Noah, it wasn't because our conversation was private or anything. Because I didn't care if you heard what I said, what we were saying. But, he said he had a headache. And Noah has these headaches sometimes where that if he gets too hot, he's down. He's, for lack of a better word, he is throwing up. And he gets, like, it's like migraines. I guess it's a migraine. That's what we were told it was. But it's like I don't know what kind of migraine. It's bad, though. And whenever he said that, my mommy senses went off. So I had to start checking, are you okay? And asking all the questions, you know. So, yeah. Not because I didn't want you guys to hear. It's just because, you know, all those things start going through your brain whenever your child, no matter how old they get, start saying things. But he's been out there in the hot sun all day. Well, not all day, but today he's been out there in the hot sun taking care of the yard and all. So just wanted to let you guys know that. So I got his, let me see, sorry about that horrible noise, but I got his waffles in this bowl. And I stuck them over here beside the toaster, which he'll usually just take them out and eat them as they are. He does not even heat them up. But he likes it with the chocolate peanut butter. Not just peanut, but he likes it with peanut butter or with chocolate peanut butter. So, want to let you guys know that. I'm going to get back to this. Let's see what else I have left that I was supposed to do today. Oh, I want to show you the pizza dough. Yes. Alright, I'm doing my waffles. So the muffins and pancakes I'm not going to get to today. I'm just not going to do that. But I got 6 out of 8 things done for meal prepping that was, you know, not counting filling up my bins. I've kept the kitchen clean. Let me go over here and show you the pizza dough. It has 7 minutes left. This is what it looks like. And it says not to punch it down. It says just to cover it and put it in the refrigerator. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap as soon as it gets ready. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it now and put it in the refrigerator. Oh, I may not be showing you it all. Let me try you again. But anyway, there's that. Everything over here is clean. I have been washing everything. This is what we make our tea in to steep it. It is actually for tea. Just not that kind of tea. It's for making hot tea. But you know. And this is supper, which, hold on, let me get these things up. I love this crock pot, but to let that up. Anyway, this is supper. It's the Mississippi pork roast, which you guys have already seen that on another video, which I haven't made the macaroni and cheese yet, but you see that part. But I will come back whenever I'm done with the waffles to show you how many I made. These are not as dark as the peanut butter ones because they don't have peanut butter in them. But also I don't want them as dark because I put them in the toaster oven to toast up. But I do let them cook until it says ready. So they're cooked through. You could eat them like that. They're just not as dark as some people might like them. Or not even as dark as what I would like them. Now, if I was eating them now, I would let them go a little bit further. But since I'm going to be putting them in the freezer and putting them in the toaster, then I want them just like they are. So what I do, no. What I do is take them straight from the freezer, stick them in my toaster, and let it go until it stops. And sometimes I let it go again about half the darkness of what it shows on my toaster. My toaster is a little cheap Walmart thing. It's actually a Black & Decker, I think. Something, I don't know, I can't see. Yeah, it's Black & Decker. Okay, so here are the whole grain waffles. I remembered while cooking them that it usually only makes 11 with the double batch. But, no, it makes 10, sorry. 10 with a double batch. But I went ahead and made 12 because whatever, it's fine. These are just a little thin. But that's okay. And like I said, they are a little bit lighter. But I am going to be toasting them in the toaster, pop-up toaster. These, it seemed like the further I got, the lighter it got, which my waffle maker is, let me turn this around. My waffle maker is pretty old, so it might be time to get a new one. I started to get a new one not long ago, and I decided, I got one, I'm not going to do it. I'm still not going to do it until that one falls apart or whatever, it quits on me. But I just got to let this cool off, and then I'm going to put them in the freezer, and we'll have waffles for whenever. Hey guys, I decided to go ahead and just put this little clip of the cinnamon rolls in here. I know I did a whole entire video on the process of this, and this was part of meal prep. So I did want to share this today as well because I did do this on this day. I know this video is super chatty. I probably should not have put this in, but I did mention it several times in the video, or at least a couple times. So I didn't want you to think that I forgot something, or I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, this is a super chatty meal prep. So I hope that's okay. So anyways, yeah, I will put the link to the cinnamon roll video in the iCards, and hopefully I'll remember to put it in the description below too. So yeah, hope you enjoy so far. Let's get back to the rest of the video. But that's all I have for today. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you be notified whenever I upload. Leave me a comment down below. Do you do any breakfast meal prep, freezer meal prep, or anything like that? And look out for that cinnamon roll recipe because you will be getting that at some point. I'm going to have that video up as well. So, again, thank you for watching. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.